All right, I spent a really long time trying to figure out how to learn any truths from the situation I went through on this channel. I showed you guys that I had objects in my body, had them x-rayed, had them sonar or whatever. You know, I can't think of the word right now, what they do when they're checking, you know, for babies and bellies. They did that on there. I got all these different tests done to prove there was something in there. Got in contact with Ian Daffern, got me in contact with Alibi Media out of Toronto, Heidi Schorn, some other folks there, set up a extraction, I don't know, you know, to film and have them objects removed down in Houston with Dr. Arroyo, which we did. As you can see, I have the absolutely horrific scars from that. Now, Dr. Arroyo is a plastic surgeon. This guy's supposed to be good. Guaranteed me you wouldn't even know that there was anything ever there. It looked like I got bullet wounds in my arms. This guy was absolutely garbage. Complete shit can of a fucking surgeon, right? Dr. Arroyo down in Houston. Garbage can. Also probably involved with this company and with this operation. So I'm just gonna tell you the truth about why there hasn't been more discovery or anything come off of this. So I went down there, we filmed for 3 days. They then took the objects out. That was part of the filming thing. After that, everything wrapped up really quick and they left. But part of my contract with Alibi Media was that when those objects came out of me, they weren't to leave me. They were to stay with me. I was supposed to go to the pathologist. All forms of discovery from that point were supposed to happen with me so that I could verify and be part of the story, right? Like, I wouldn't be unknowledgeable if I was questioned about it, right? Like, to keep it legit. But what happens is, there's this guy named Buddy, supposed to be a director. He's the guy filming everything. I mean, I don't know what you call him. There was a director of photography and the guy filming. The director, or the guy filming's name was Buddy Guy. I should have known right there that that guy was fake as shit. I don't know why I was caught up in what I was doing. His name was Buddy Guy. I'm an idiot. The other guy's name was Joe something. I have him in emails. So they, while I was down there, I took pictures, I took videos, I documented the whole thing. When I got back, I found out that none of that shit was on my phone anymore. It had all been wiped off. I sent pictures of me. I took selfies with Derrel Sims. Sent pictures to my ex-wife and shit like that, kind of, you know, letting her know what's going on. All wiped off her phone. Sent stuff to my mom. Wiped it off my mom's phone. We all have different carriers, right? Like, I have an Apple phone. I was on AT&T. My ex was on, like, T-Mobile. She was using a Samsung. My mom was on Sprint. She was using some other damn phone. Like, they had access to all of that. The only thing I still have, other than the contracts to prove that I went through all this, is all the emails. For some reason, Gmail they can't wipe my Gmail. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's because they're foreign, they're up there in Toronto. I don't know. I don't understand the dynamics of it. They absolutely got into Apple. They absolutely got rid of text messages. They got rid of pictures. They got rid of videos. Wiped them right off my phone. When you go on my phone and you look for those at those times and dates, it just shows a black square with a little gray question mark in the middle. Just gone. Doesn't exist anymore. And the weird part is there's only like 3 of those. I must have taken 50 pictures while I was down there and made 15 videos. And there's only evidence that 3 were removed. Very strange, right? But the last day after we had everything removed, right, I had the things taken out. I'm getting sewn up by Dr. Arroyo and Derrel Sims. The moment he gets these things, they put one in a container, another container, and they hand him to him, and he gets real funny. Immediately his whole demeanor changes, and he's got to go. And I'm like, you're not going anywhere. Those stay with me. And we sat in this room and kind of argued about it while Buddy and Joe were trying to pack up and do their thing. And then I just got sewn up and he was like, okay, he's good. And he starts walking off. So I follow him. Go downstairs with him. I follow him outside. And I'm telling him, you're not leaving here with those, or you're going to give them to me, or give me one of them. That's the deal. That's my contract. You walking away from me right now is breaching my contract. This motherfucker stopped me and told me a story. He said, let me tell you something. He didn't come out just like that. He was like, look, you don't understand what's going on here. He told me flat out to my face, eye to eye, that his son wasn't abducted by aliens. He said he killed his son. He said it was an accident. He had a ranch. He was working on his ranch, had his son doing something he shouldn't have been doing, and he died. He panicked. He He took his son off and buried him somewhere. His wife knew. Like, they both panicked. They buried the kid. They were just gonna move on, right? People noticed, they had to call the sheriffs, acted like the kid had been abducted or something. They didn't know if it was a kidnapping, an abduction, but they pulled it off. Locally, they pulled it off. They were getting away with this. I mean, he didn't say all these words. He just said that we had taken went out and buried the boy, and we were dealing with the sheriffs, and everything was moving smoothly. Everything was working. We were gonna be okay. And then he said about 3 weeks after the fact that 2 agents showed up on his door. He said he didn't know who they worked for specifically. He didn't say who they worked for. He didn't say like CIA or FBI. He just said agents. He just said 2 agents showed up at my door. Told him he needed to go for a ride with them, right? So he goes for a ride with these guys. I couldn't tell you what exactly was happening. It must have been pretty intimidating, but he did. He gets in the car, he goes with the ride. He said these guys didn't say a word the whole trip. They literally drove him directly to his son's body. They knew exactly where it was. And they told him, you work for us or you go to prison. He said, I've been working for them ever since. And then he told me 2 of those agents are with us now. Right after he said that, Buddy and Joe, with all their equipment, come walking out of the front of Dr. Arroyo's office. I've tried everything I can to try and figure out who these people are. I've been looking for Buddy Guy. I mean, I'm actually looking for that name, right? Not a real person. Can't even find a picture of this dude in anything that they do, right? IMDb, can't find the guy. Can't find the director of photography. Probably CIA or something, or FBI, or whatever the hell agents he was dealing with. But that's what happened to me. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm fed up. I'm pissed. I've spent like 2 years, 3 years almost, the whole pandemic, because this happened back in 2020, right? Back at the very beginning of the pandemic, I went down to Houston and did this when things were really weird, and I've learned nothing. Absolutely nothing. I no longer believe in aliens. I don't think any of that crap's real. I think whatever they took from me, they knew what it was. It was something that they probably put in me. Why? I don't know. Just anything. I don't know. Don't know where they came from. Don't know where they went. Just lived in me for damn near 4 years, Or however long. I found the first one in my shoulder when I was about 9. Found the one in my forearm when I was about 16. So, yeah. Why am I making this video? Because I have nothing else to do with this channel, right? This whole channel was about discovering what these things were and trying to help people understand or just having some form of evidence, anything. And they stole it from me. And there's literally, there's no trails to follow. So the only thing I have left is the truth. Derrel Sims is not an alien hunter. He is a compromised civilian being used by some organization that has agents. And they absolutely robbed me. Robbed me blind. Heidi Schorn, Ian Daffern, Buddy Guy, or Derrel Sims. You want to dispute what I'm saying or you want to argue this? Take me to court. I welcome discovery. I'm all about the truth. You are a bunch of con artists. You're not in the media. You're out there using the cloak of the media to locate people that you're stealing things from. You're screwing over and you're covering up. Fuck you. Heidi Schorn, you are a scumbag. So are you, Derrel. You can all go fuck yourselves. America, I wish I could have done better. I wish we would have learned something, but you can't. You can't learn shit in America. Not while it's a democracy. We're gonna need our republic back. It's the only way we're gonna get truth. Peace out, stay safe.